Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Popo here, bring you guys a new video, and today we're going to be making some predictions about the European International Championships. Let's go. Welcome, everybody, and today we're going to be talking about the European International Champions that happened this weekend. Make sure you guys do tune in because they will be giving out an Iron Hands. I'm going to post this on my Discord if you're over there. This is going to be great. Finally, we can get one of these, these Paradox Pokemon in a nice ball. They did do a giveaway in Japan with Korokoro, I believe, that gave all the Paradox Mons. So people do already have these things in Cherish Balls, and I'm really disappointed because I really wanted them, but at least we get Iron Hands, so let's be happy about that. I'm really hoping it comes with the ribbon saying the player's name, because that will be really, really cool. Now that they have that in the game, we've seen them do other giveaways now with that ribbon, so cross your fingers that we do get that. But I am excited for this event. This is going to be the culmination of pretty much all of the format into this one event before we go and head into the next regulation. I know there's another regional in between, but still, everybody's already focusing on that Regulation G, which just got announced the other day. And all the tournaments are already turning over to those, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And yeah, but let's just get right into this. So I think there's going to be a change at the top of the format here, and I think it's going to be Incineroar. I think Incineroar is continuing to rise. It's getting better. It's fitting a lot more roles, so that's important too. It's just a really good Pokemon, of course, and going into Regulation G, this Pokemon is going to be insane, so I don't see it kind of falling from that top spot, overtaking Fluttermane even, and we've seen Fluttermane in the last few events drop down to 3rd, 4th, even 6th in that Day 2 race, so I'm interested to see if Incineroar can take that over and will stay over that into Day 2. At the worst case, I think it will be the #1 Pokemon in Day 2, so we'll have to see for that. Next, we have Fluttermane. Fluttermane going to be number 2. Of course, this Pokemon's still amazing. It's a crazy Pokemon. It has high speed, high special attack. It does a lot. It has great coverage moves. It just does it does everything pretty much. And it'll continue to be great, as we all know. Next, we have Ogerpon Wellspring. This Pokemon is amazing for Follow Me. It's the best Follow Me user in the format. It's not even close. It's put out consistent results. We've seen Hearthflame actually take an event or two. But oftentimes, the Wellspring is just performing better overall. So we're going to continue to see it at the top table. It has even been first on Day 2 before. Number 4, we got that Raging Bolt. Raging Bolt is an amazing Pokemon. Outputs a lot of damage. It's super, super bulky. It's pretty much a restricted Pokemon, but it's a Paradox. So you're getting a lot of value for its stat distribution and stuff. With Snarl, Assault Vest, it even has Electro Web to help with speed control. It just does so much. And then it has big attacks to like Thunderbolt, even Thunder if you're using a Rain Team, or of course Draco Meteor. So fantastic Pokemon. Next we have Rillaboom. Rillaboom's a good counter to stuff like the Raging Bolt, but there is a lot of size spam going on, so Rillaboom's going to see an increase in usage in my opinion, and I think it'll maybe even be a little bit higher on Day 2 if there is a lot of size spam, just because of the fact that he is the anti-size spam Pokemon. So Rillaboom, fantastic Pokemon, pairs really well with Incineroar. You can pivot a lot, do a lot of work with both of those Pokemon, and just put your opponent on the back foot. So I think we will see this thing really, really shine at this event. And last but not least in the top 6 is going to be Urshifu Rapid Strike. Rapid Strike has been way overtaking Single Strike recently, and I think that's going to continue. It's just a fantastic Pokemon. It does a lot of damage. You can use it with, right now it's mostly Choice Scarf, but you can also use it with Focus Sash or Mystic Water. So there's a lot of stuff you can do with it, and it's just a really, really good Pokemon. You can run it on multiple teams. It doesn't even have to be a Rain team. It doesn't even have to have Rain on it, and it still can output damage. So Yeah, I think it might drop down into day 2, but we'll talk about that after. Going into the underused Pokemon, we have some bangers here. Of course, Como did get 4th at the last event, so I don't know if he's an underrated Pokemon, but he's definitely an underused Pokemon. I think he's going to rise because of that result. We have Cresselia, who has been putting pretty meh results recently, but I think it could be the time that Cresselia actually turns itself around. We see a lot of Porygon 2, but does Cresselia really have a place with the Porygon 2 around? It's very, very possible. And then we got Roaring Moon. I think Roaring Moon in this format is very, very good and underutilized. So I expect to see it rise. We got Entei. Entei has been putting up some good results, but not a lot of usage. So I want to see Entei kind of rising into that position. It's good against Incineroar, of course, which is a very popular Pokemon, but it's really bad against that Urshifu and that Wellspring. So it is a tougher Pokemon to use, but when you use it effectively, it is fantastic. And then we have Pelipper. I expect to see some Pelipper Rain teams. There are some Sun teams going around right now that are pretty popular, especially with that Psychic, that Psy Spam. And they bring the Torkoal with them, and then they can get, you know, a lot of damage off. So this might be a fantastic Pokemon to counter all of that stuff, especially with Wide Guard. It's really good into Iron Crown too, because it doesn't really hit it, especially because they're Water Terra. So yeah, I think this is a really good Pokemon, and I think we might see a rise of Pelipper at this event. Tornadus, of course, is also usable, but Terrakion Cutter is neutral to that, and I think it 2-shots with the booster energy, but it never 2-shots our boy over here. So yeah, but let's get into the hot takes. We're going through this quick, boys. We only have 3 this time. I couldn't think of a 4th one, you know, because I think a lot of people bring some really good stuff to these events. I think there might be some Metacall teams, but overall, I think it's going to be a lot of the standard stuff, and we're going to just see a lot of strong play. People are going to focus on playing a team that they're comfortable with, something that is good, and they're going to focus on playing the right plays rather than just trying to take the meta by surprise. And I think that's an important justification to make when going into a big event like this. Yes, you want to break the meta, you know, like people do at Worlds. We saw Pachirisu, you know, stuff like that. But it's hard. It's hard to do that. It's easier to play with stuff you're comfortable with, and it's easier to play the way that you know you can play. So the players are definitely going to focus on that, and I think that's going to be the difference between who wins and the person who comes in second. You know, it's going to be about those plays and comfortability. So my first hot take is going to be Urshifu doesn't even get into the finals. Yes, I know I said good Pokemon. They play good Pokemon. I think that Urshifu is just going to be right outside. It could be 3rd, 4th, but I think it's just going to miss getting into that final position. And I think another standardish team that just doesn't run it is going to be the winner. But yeah, I think Urshifu just misses out in the finals. And this is a hot take because Urshifu's been in every finals for like the last 5 regionals. Then there was one it didn't, and then it was like all the way back until Worlds. So Urshifu is fantastic, obviously, but I think it's just gonna miss out. I think it's been, you know, everybody knows how to play it against it now, so I don't know, we'll see. Number 2, there is a Metacall team that just misses top 8. We're all gonna want to see it in top 8 so that way we can see some games with it on stream. But I think the team is just going to miss out. We can allude this team to something like the Porygon 2 Ting Lu team that went around back in Liverpool. And it's going to be very similar to that. Just somebody calling the meta, being like, this is the meta. I'm going to bring a team that beats that meta. And then they're just going to lose out on that top 8. Whether it's because of, you know, they lost the last round or that stupid resistance that they have. So, but we're going to want to see it, and it's going to be very disappointing to not see that team in the top 8. And last but not least, James Beck versus Wolf finals. Let's get it. They're both there. Okay, I remember the one time I called James Beck was going to be the winner, and then he wasn't even there. You know what? He won. Anyway, he won because I said he won. All right, but this one, I think it's going to be James Beck versus Wolf. They're both well-rested. They haven't been participating in these events. They've been building up their strength mentally They've probably been preparing a really good team for this event without having to concern themselves with other events. They can focus on study rather than practice, which helps a lot of players when you can just take a step away and just see what other people are doing, and then you can learn from that. That helps me. That's how I play the best. When I'm playing a lot of games, I play worse. So they're going to do a lot of that. They're going to learn a lot about the meta. They're going to figure out a lot of play styles. People are going to be using their same teams because they're comfortable with them that they've been using in these, PCs and MSSs and other regionals. And they're going to know those teams, but nobody's going to know what they're bringing or the play style that they're going to be bringing with those teams. So I think that gives them an advantage, and I think they will make it to the finals or at least face in top cut, because obviously if they're in the same side of the bracket, there's nothing you could do. But it's the finals we all dream of. It's the finals I want, and that is my predictions for the European International Champions. If you got championship, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys thumbs it up. If you're not subscribed, make sure you do so, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, everybody.